That's absolutely amazing that you take the time to know the business beforehand, so then all of your content is congruent to the brand. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
sets you apart from most marketing agencies. Is you take the time, you do the research, and you figure out what you need to do for them. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Ability Podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. This episode of the Infinite Abilities Podcast is brought to you by the one and only Infinite Toolbox, where just like all other toolboxes, we will get the job done, guaranteed. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking to save time, boost revenue, or automate your processes, Infinite Toolbox has got you covered. With powerful tools designed to drive leads, expand your reach, and gain your industry secrets, we help you work smarter, not harder. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Visit us at infinitetoolbox.com. That's infinitetoolbox.com, and discover how infinite your potential really is. All right, everyone. Today we have Brenna, and this is going to be a great episode because I know she is doing a lot, and she's doing a lot of good things. So, Brenna, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. My name is Brenna Young, or a lot of people call me Captain Young, because I'm also a U.S. Coast Guard captain. I
Awesome.
do tours down here in Florida. People from the north come down to visit. They rent a boat, and then I take them out to really cool places, go shelling, go swimming, wherever we wanted to do. So that's where I get my captain's name. But I'm also an entrepreneur. Always have my hands into all kinds of little businesses here and there. I just love small businesses, and I also love just being an entrepreneur. It's scary to be an entrepreneur because
Yeah.
there's no guarantees. There's no, where you get a full time job, you just go in there and you're just working and get a check. So entrepreneurship is a little more stressful, but I think it's more rewarding than just working a 9 to 5 job. Not that that's bad. That's good for other people too. But as entrepreneurs, we like to do our things the way we like to do it, right?
Yep, I agree. It is more stressful, but it's way more rewarding. And the fact that we can make our own schedule. That means that we have more freedom to do what we want and spend time with the people that we love.
Exactly. Gives us more time to enjoy life in a way, depending on what kind of entrepreneurship you're in. There are entrepreneurships out there, like if you're running a restaurant, it's tough to get time off when you own a restaurant, but there's so many other entrepreneurship jobs that gives you the ability to take the time off that you need to go and be with your family or friends or whatever you want to do to make your life the best life you can have.
Yep, I agree. So, how do you like to spend most of your time?
Outside. I love being outside. I guess to explain a little bit, I am in Florida now, but in the summer I'm up in Iowa, doing some kind of boating job of some sort. So I love being outside and having the freedom to be able to live home, which is Iowa, but then come down here to Florida for 7 months, which is my second home because the winters down here are a lot better than the Iowa winters. So
I feel that.
that gives me the freedom to do it. Am I making the money that I really, really, really want to make? No. Can I get a 6-figure job and work, 50 hours a week? Sure, I can. I know I have the talent to be able to do that, but I just don't want to. I just kind of want to do my thing, and I'll make it through it. And I don't know if I told you this last time, Nick, that we talked. I am in the process of writing a book. It's definitely a self-help entrepreneurship book. There's a lot of people that they look at their life and they wonder, what if? Like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I would have quit Wells Fargo and started this really great business, but I was too much of a chicken, or I was scared, because fear always stops you from doing what you should be doing.
Yep.
And so I'm in the process of writing that book called What If, because I've had
Mm-hmm.
a lot of opportunities that I could have went to that corporate world, but I took the chance and did whatever I was planning to do.
Mm-hmm.
Did I succeed in some of the businesses I started? I feel that success is if you learn something from it. Did I become a
Exactly.
millionaire by some of the business I started? No, but I learned a lot from it to be able to
Yep.
be a better person and a better business person. So if somebody comes and asks me a question about business, I can give them, um, this is what I did and this is what happened to me. Not saying it's going to happen to you, but just be prepared. If you start a restaurant, this is what's going to happen.
Yep. Exactly.
That's what my book is going to be about. And it's not just about me, it's about other people that I've met through my journey. And you
Mm-hmm.
get to hear their story and any story that they may have of a what if in their life that they went ahead and did it. So they didn't have
Mm-hmm.
to wonder what if, because they actually went and did their dream or whatever their thing was.
Yep. Yep. And like, first off, I gotta tell you, I agree with the Iowa winters. It's cold. I'm located in southern Minnesota, so I'm right by Iowa. I know how it is, and it sucks. So I will also be
Yes.
moving to Florida soon, so I can wait for that. And your book sounds incredible, and I want to touch on something. You talk about you know failure, and this is how I like to look at failure. So number one, if something quote unquote fails, if you fail at something, make sure you look at that and figure out what you did wrong so you can learn from it. And the second thing, you can't technically fail if you don't quit. So like for you might have had a business that didn't work out, but you didn't just say, "Oh, I'm done. I'm just gonna, give up on having my own business." You went out and started a new one or started a new thing. You kept going. So technically, you didn't fail. You learned, and then you
Exactly.
grew. Yep.
Exactly. And that's why I want everyone. Entrepreneurship is a very lonely space in life. Only entrepreneurs that know entrepreneurs feel, we all know what it feels like. So it's a very lonely um, place of business and life. But I want to make sure that whoever's watching this hears from an entrepreneur to another entrepreneur that you didn't fail. And it's no big deal if it didn't do what you
Mm-hmm.
thought it was going to do. It's okay. Just
Mm-hmm.
learn from it, grow from it, and whatever your next big idea, it may be even bigger than the one that you thought was supposed to be bigger than one that you just made up. You
Yep.
know?
Yep. Exactly. Yep. I love that. So, can you tell us more about your current business?
Yeah. So I ran a restaurant and a catering business for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go and hire someone to do my social media or do my website because I didn't have the time because there's so much other things to do when you're running a business like
Yep.
that I couldn't sit in front of the computer long enough to do it. But I also kind of watched who I hired do things. And then
Mm-hmm.
I kind of almost self learned things because when you're a small business owner and you know your marketing budget's not as big as a McDonald's or
Mm-hmm.
Outback Steakhouse, your budget's not big, so you have to go within your budget, and it's hard. So I kind of started a business where I'm helping small businesses to do their social media um, and giving it to them at a reasonable price that I know that I'm not ripping them off. Because I
Yep.
know a lot of marketing companies, they are charging you, $1,500 a month, and with that $1,500 a month is like 15 posts and maybe 5 reels and 2 stories or something like that. And now, knowing the business fairly well, I know that 15 posts, couple reels and stories don't take that long. Yes, it takes time, and you have to be creative to make the content, and writing the content. And I do not use AI, because I believe when you have a business, you tell a story within your business. People buy when they're emotional. And so if you can't tell a story about your business to have them feel their emotion that you believe in so much, you know, they probably won't buy from you. So you have to kind of tug at people's hearts. And I don't think AI can do that. AI, yes, it's nice to have. It makes life a little bit easier, but it doesn't have that human emotion to be able to tell the story of whatever business that you may be in. And so and I also do website design too. And so what I'm really trying to do is keeping the power in the entrepreneur's hand, but also know that the person they hire, which would be me, I'm taking good care of it, and trying to grow your following, trying to get your website and your SEO looking good, and get your content in there. And that's kind of what I like doing. And so with the catering business and the restaurant, I kind of self-taught myself all this. And then I just decided, I would have hired myself way back when. So if I would hire myself to do it, I'm sure other people would hire me to do their business as well. So it's called Young Designs. And I don't need to be a big business either. I like working with the small mom and pop shops, because they're the ones that have the best story and why they're in business, and I want to tell that story for them.
Well, I love what you do, and I know firsthand how much it takes to keep up with social media and a business. I just recently outlined it, so I don't have to do much work at it. I still make the content, but I made it a lot easier and a lot quicker. And sometimes you don't realize how much you do until you're not doing it anymore. And it's like, now, before I would literally make the videos and post them same day, same time. And I was doing 2 to 5 videos a day. And that takes a lot of time. And now all I do for the whole week is I would take like 3 hours on a weekend, and I can schedule my whole entire week for social media. It's like, it's so nice to be able to streamline all of that. So what you're doing, I love, because, and like you said, you're a person doing it, so you get that human storytelling, which is really good.
Yeah. I wrote a blog that's on my website. I had a client, he was a roofing company, really cool company. I did some blogs for him. And he felt like my blogs were coming from AI. And I kept telling him, that's not AI. I go, I'm telling you, it's not. It's telling a story. Listen to what it's reading. You can feel that this is not a AI type of thing telling the story. It's me. I wrote it out. I did the research. But, I wrote a blog about it. And I tell people, be careful of thinking that everyone's doing AI, because if you insult the person that's doing the work for you, and then you realize that, oh my goodness, she was doing it with her own and didn't use AI, you probably just lost a talent that you should have kept around, but because you felt like it was AI and that it only takes 5 minutes to do, where it took me 4 hours, but whatever. Be careful of accusing any writers about using AI, because if you do, they're probably not going to continue to work with you because that's
Yeah.
insulting. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yep. I get it. It is. And as someone who uses AI a lot, because I will say AI is nice when you have cerebral palsy like I do. Like I can write up
Absolutely.
a
I think
no. I know what you mean. No, I'm just saying like
mhm.
it's always good to think of AI this way. If you use AI does 80% of the work. You should do the other 20. And what I mean by that is
Yep.
if you use it to write, let's say, a Facebook post, make sure that you edit it and make it your own. That's what I do. So it gets most of
Yeah.
the copy done for me, and then I can just go in and make it my own. So yeah,
Exactly.
and that's why
Yep. And
I
I don't
really
think
love.
AI is.
I was just gonna say that's why I really love what you're doing, because you're helping people with a problem, and you're giving it that human touch that we're all kind of losing nowadays, and it's kind
Agreed.
of sad. Yeah.
It is sad. And I think
Hmm.
AI is a good thing to have, but I just don't want people just to go straight for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use it
Hmm.
when you really need it, but don't use it for everything. Um,
Yep.
you know, because I that's
Yeah.
what worries me about kids when they're going to school. That they're just
Me
gonna go
too.
straight to AI, type in whatever
Hmm.
paper they need to write, and then it writes it for them. And that's
Yep.
what I hope that it doesn't happen, because then our young kids growing up right now won't be educated,
Yep.
you know?
I agree. Hmm. Yep. No, I'm with you on that one. That's for sure. So, outside of your business, you said you like to do things outside, and
Hmm.
you know, what's like? Actually, let's back up. I want to know, like, when you're helping your clients, you know, how does that look? Like, as in, like, are they sending you content and then you just edit it and upload?
No, actually, I do research on their business. I go
Okay.
to their business, learn about what they're selling or what their brand is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also ask questions about the owners, like, why did you start this? Kind of almost interviewing so I can get to know them well enough. So then I'll
Yep.
be able to know, how do I tell their story, uh, without sounding like it's my story. So I do a
Okay.
lot of upfront work where I'm learning about you and finding about your business and everything. And then once I feel like, okay, I got it, then I'll make some content and I give it to them. It's like, here you go. This is what I came up with. Am I on the right page, or do we
Mm-hmm.
need to, fix it and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
And 95% of the time, I'm right on. And so occasionally, maybe fix this here and there. That's not exactly how I want it sold. I want it to be sold this way. Okay, that's cool. I just use the words differently. I was close, but
Mm-hmm.
wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
But then once they feel confident with me, they pretty much just let me have the social media, and they just say, just put
Mm-hmm.
it on. You know what you're doing. We trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Every other day, whatever. And so they kind of just let me do what they're hiring me to do. Just let me do it without actually have to look over my work every time we put a post out, which is
Yeah. Well,
nice because then I can just
that
do it.
that's absolutely amazing that you take the time to know the business beforehand, so then all of your content is congruent to the brand. So that's what
Hmm.
sets you apart from most marketing agencies. Is you take the time, you do the research, and you figure out what you need to do for them.
So funny story. When I was on my way down from Iowa to Florida, when I was at the hotels and stuff, I
Mhm.
was watching Netflix, and I was watching Vince McMahon from WWF.
I don't think I do. I don't follow a lot of
Okay, well,
sports.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if professional wrestling, I mean, it's a sport, but not a sport. It's more of a
Yep.
male soap opera. But he's an entrepreneur, whereas I was watching his documentary, and which made me feel good because I'm like, okay, I am on the right track. He built a $1 billion sports entertainment company, but he was saying to be able to be successful in any business that you're in, doesn't matter if it's wrestling, a restaurant, whatever business that you may be in, if you can't tell a story to tug at your customer's heart, you're not going to be as successful as you think you're going to be. You have to be able to tell the story because people love a home run story, a story that tugs at their heart, because then emotionally they'll always will go with you over someone else just because they feel that they know, like, and trust you. And so when I was watching the documentary, I'm like, Brenna, you're right on. You believed everything that he just said, and you always said this to people, but you never really. I'd say I probably didn't confidently think what was coming out of my mouth was true, but hearing it from him and his perspective, then it made me more confident in myself, saying, "Yep, I was on the right track. I have been doing it right." So it made me feel good that I'm on the right track and able to help other businesses that I'm working with to be on track as well.
Yep, exactly. Stories sell. That's what I like to say. And, that's why I do my podcast. That's why I do my social media videos. I'm telling a story. And it's a long story, but it's a good story, So, yeah, I love that.
Even for you, Nick, I would love to sometime when we both have time be able to talk. I would love to put you in my book because the story that you have is a pretty powerful story where you could have given up. You could have just like, screw it, I'm done. I got this, and I'm never gonna be successful, and this is what God gave me, so I'm just gonna give up. But you didn't. You strive and you believed in yourself, and I think you need to apply yourself for doing what you're doing. But I would love to get the story down a little bit more, and I can love to have you in the book if you're interested to be part of it.
Of course, that would be awesome. And I love you just explained me obviously, but I love how you said this is what God gave me, and my whole life up until a few years ago, I looked at it as why did God give me this? Like why? Like why am I being punished? And then I flipped the script and I literally asked myself the question, why did God give me this? And I found out God gave me this because I can turn it into a gift where I can help more people because of everything that I go through. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm here the way I am for a reason, and I'm gonna take that and run with it and help as many people as I can.
And I think that's pretty darn special that you are doing what you're doing. So applaud
Thank you.
on your back for doing it and not giving
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. Well, going off of that, I would love to ask you, my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
Wow, that's a great question. Tell me that quote again.
My slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
I think that means, oh man, I think my abilities could go further in life to be able to enrich. Sorry. Hold on.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
No
I
worries.
think my ability.
That's why we can edit.
Exactly. My ability and my skills can be infinite because I believe that if one person hears my story, I was told when I was younger that I wasn't smart and I'd be lucky that if I even go to college, and that was from a teacher. And I didn't listen to that teacher, but I fought through it, and I did go to college, and I did get my bachelor's, and I am smart. But if I listened to that person, I would have probably not be who I am today. But I believe if I could tell that story to one person that is doubting themselves and they hear that I did it, then they look deeper inside themselves and they get the confidence that they can do it, then that's where my skills go even further than I could ever imagine it would.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And then, how can people reach out to you?
They can reach out to me on my website, www.youngdesignsusa.com. There's a calendar you can sign up, and we do a free consultation to get to know each other and find out exactly what you need within your business. That'd be the best way to contact me. You always can contact me through Facebook as well. But yeah, I just want to be there for small businesses and be there for them to give them a cheerleader to make them believe that they can succeed and go wherever they want to go.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you so much for being on the show.
I appreciate it, Nick.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me here, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth, help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.